everybody, and welcome back to a new episode where we play our game in our own changed setting and universe of Waterdeep, now called Waterdale, with new elements of the Industrial Revolution. Of course, our key feature remains a long-lost treasure. Last episode, Edmund and Fletch spoke to Clarice for an alliance. However, the mayor is now furious. He expected them to attend his last two public events in the week of festivals to boost his fame, but Edmund and Fletch never showed. Now, confused and without clear direction, the Skillbent Sigil turned to Caspian for answers. Caspian, determined to move on with the quest, went to speak with the mayor, only to find him angrier than ever. But, without further ado, let's all scoot into the paths of a new adventure. The island village still smelled of salt and smoke from the festival fires when Caspian stormed into the ship's type of living room. His expression was tight, jaw clenched in a way that told Edmund and Fletch he hadn't returned with good news. The two of them exchanged a glance across the table, Edmund adjusting his cufflinks as though bracing himself.
The mayor is furious! You promised him an appearance! He gave us information and you've missed 2 of his events? He feels mocked!
Vanished. We were somewhat preoccupied with that woman. Of course, politics wait for no one, eh? So, now what? He's gonna slam the door in our face? Will he even let us leave the island?
No, not quite. He insists you come to his private vacation house tomorrow. He's got Volo as well. He wants an interview.
An interview? We dance like monkeys and now we're meant to perform again? I say we're done. We can pack it up, head back to Waterdale and ask Volo there what comes next.
I mean, again, we do have our clues, so we could sneak away and head to the circus ourselves. We didn't quite need the mayor.
It's only an interview. This is ridiculous.
Enough! Kamaya, what is it you actually know? Why are we working with you? We are on this pirate ship, supposedly an alliance, but we haven't heard an actual snippet of information. Because so far we've been dancing blind, and I, for one, am finished with it.
Edmund charms her. Edmund charms Gamaya to tell him what she knows, what the pirate crew has kept secret.
The treasure everyone seeks. The dragon's hoard. It is hidden, as you already know, but what you do not know is this. It cannot simply be stumbled upon. It is guarded by traps, wards, things ancient. To reach it, you need more than the strength or luck you have. You need knowledge. That knowledge is bound within grimoires, books that do not merely record events, but shape them. They tell the past, the present, and the future. 3 volumes, 3 keys. I already hold the book of the past. The circus, this little spectacle the mayor fawns over, they hold the next clue, the path to the book of the future, and that is the most sought after of all. With the future in your hands, the treasure is within reach. The circus might have the second puzzle book.
So, that's it. We smile for the mayor and we sit through his vacation, masquerade or whatever, and in return, we take what we need.
Finally, yes! Was that really the confirmation you needed?
Then give it to me. The book you hold. If you expect me to waste time smiling for mayors and circus tricks, then I will hold the reins from now on.
That book is with my crew for a reason.
We've been strung along like fools while you heard answers. If Edmund says the book comes with us, then it does. He's the only one here thinking ahead.
Edmund, you cannot walk in here deciding the rules. I am the captain. What I say goes. Caspian, you forget yourself. You will not raise your voice to him.
Yeah, what she says.
And with that, the evening was set. Gamaya promised to hand the book to Edmund. Edmund intended to speak with her alone, so that would work perfectly if she wished to retrieve the book. On the way to their rooms, Gamaya silently stalking after Edmund for a talk with him, she listened in to what Edmund and Fletch had to talk about.
Bloody circus. Bloody mayor. If we're stuck here any longer, I'll ask for the gun of yours.
A glorious end. At least the plan still stands, eh? 10 years, we get the treasure, then we're done, out of the bank. No one left to wag fingers at us.
Yeah, 10 years, and then no more. A fine clean exit, no withering, no compromises, just finished.
Are you insane? That is your plan? To die like idiots after clawing your way to what countless others have bled for? That is not clever, Edmund. It is pathetic. Don't stand there like two caught children getting scolded. This is not smart.
Of course, there you are. Tell me, Gamaya, is it your turn to dictate how I spend my life? I'll die when and how I please.
No, you won't. Not while I draw breath. 10 years? Do you even hear yourself? You'd throw away everything. All that you are, all that you've clawed through. For what? A neat ending? That is not strength, Edmund. You are frightened.
Sounds like somebody's jealous she's not invited to the funeral.
Very well. If 10 years offend you so, then let's make it 5. A tighter schedule, more efficient. Consider it my little gift to you.
5 it is then. Perfect. Oh, I'll drink to that one.
The creak of the ship followed Edmund and Gamaya as they retreated from the others. Fletch went to his own room to ponder, the topic of his thoughts unknown for now. Heino, the little creature, scrambled up on one of his wooden posts at the sound of the door opening, then darted to his perch high on a beam, glaring down as if he too had been disturbed. Edmund closed the cabin door behind him and Gamaya before adjusting the cuff of his coat. The scent of tobacco hung faintly in the air, mixed with cologne and oak. He crossed the room, pulling his cigar box into reach, settling heavily into the chair. Gamaya, however, remained standing a moment longer, her tail swaying over the ground restlessly.
Well then, out with it. We're long past dancing around what ought to have been said years ago.
Gamaya inhaled, gathering words she'd held for years. She stood opposite him, hands folded behind her, her ears tipped low in uncharacteristic hesitation. The past, he wanted to talk about the past. For the first time since she had known the man, he offered depth, and she grabbed the opportunity with both hands.
When I found you unconscious, when I made you unconscious, I realized too late that I had crossed a line I could not undo. I thought I hated you, hated what you represented, but when your body went limp, it wasn't vengeance I felt, it was fear. Fear that I truly killed you. I know I cannot be forgiven. I don't ask for it, but I regret every waking moment of that day. You call me dangerous, and you're right. You're right to fear me.
Regret won't undo the past. You may name your weaknesses, but the choices remain yours. You strangled me, you tied me, you meant it. And now you speak of fear and care, but those hands still close around my throat. I want details, not poetry. What happened after?
She answered, recounting her panic, the frantic checking of his pulse, the hollow realization that vengeance hadn't satisfied her. She told him she'd seen Richard in him, that she lashed out not at Edmund, but at the ghost of his father. Her ears sank lower as she admitted she had a choice and failed to take it. When she fell quiet, Edmund remained still for a moment longer.
You can leave now.
Gods, Edmund, how can I leave you like this? You are no longer alone. I caused this, and I won't run from it. If I leave now, how will you ever speak of it again?
Hand me my whiskey then.
The words cracked, a command forced through unsteady breath. Gamaya sighed, but fetched the bottle, handing it over with just a bit of reluctance.
Why did you invite me to a drink? Back then, you seemed to hate me. I never quite understood it.
I never hated you, not as kids. That drink, it was meant to pass. To laugh, to have a friend, for once. But you turned it aside, and I turned bitter.
So we could have been friends all along. No contracts, no fear.
Edmund didn't answer. He only drank. His eyes darkened. Then, at last, he shifted the conversation, his pride reasserting itself.
This ends tonight. If you are to stay near me, then it will be under a new contract. You'll be my bodyguard, nothing less. You have proven your worth protecting me from Clarice, but I do not deal in blind trust. So you will be tested, Gamaya.
You should know something. I am not a full-blood pit fiend. My family was cast out of hell, stripped of rights, stripped of rank. I look like a hybrid because that is what I am. No proper rank, no claim, and I cannot bear children. If Richard knew that, I would have meant nothing to him. He needs an heir, and this form of mine, the devil you fear, I have no control over it.
Then that will be your test, to see if you'd hurt me, or if you'd stand against it. Only then would I consider helping you train it.
Are you sure? I do not want to scare you.
I want to know if I am safe around you. I will think on this test. I will have it prepared sooner or later, just bring that book to me first.
Did you think I'd let you see the Book of the Past already? No, I will keep that little secret until later. But I can show you Gamaya's new contract. This contract stands for freedom. It is a test with a suspicious amount of luring or baiting. The terms are displayed in such a manner where you are almost lulled to make a mistake. Slip up, harm me, and prove what a monster you are. Remember when I said Fletch had something on his mind too? Well, we switched to Fletch. Fletch sat in silence, lost in the weight of his own thoughts. The stillness of the room pressed down on him, though his mind was anything but still. No requests had come in for weeks, and without them he was useless, without income, without purpose. He couldn't even send money back to his village anymore. Anonymous donations had dried up along with the contracts. The frustration gnawed at him. What was he supposed to do if not the work he had been shaped for? He sighed, staring at nothing, willing a solution to appear. The door creaked open.
Fletch, I wanted to say I'm sorry for the strain I've put on everyone, for shouting, for all of it.
The man at least sounded apologetic. Fletch didn't reply, only turned his gaze toward him. Caspian cleared his throat and stepped closer. In his hands he held something small. He held up a necklace, its design strange and sharp. The pendant had a narrow compartment worked into its point. It caught the light like a blade.
I brought you a gift. It's an artifact, a rare one. I thought maybe you'd like it.
Fletch took it, turning it over in his fingers. The craftsmanship was unusual, almost elegant. His eyes lingered on the compartment. Small enough, discreet enough. It could very well hold poison. That thought stirred something inside him. Caspian's voice pulled him back.
Come with us to the vacation house tomorrow morning. I'll have a horse and a carriage ready for you, Edmund, and Gamaya. We need this.
Fletch weighed the words, his expression unreadable. Finally, after a long pause, he gave a short, reluctant nod.
Hey.
Caspian was now on his way to his next target. Edmund sat at his desk. His eyes lingered on the black envelope, untouched and gathering dust like some silent curse. He had ignored it for too long already, but still he couldn't bring himself to open it. The sight of it alone was enough to sour his mood. A new one had arrived, another letter from his father. A knock at the door broke his brooding, and with it, Caspian announced himself. In one swift motion, Edmund snatched up the envelope. He strode to the fireplace, tossed it into the flames, and watched the paper curl into ash. One hazard at a time. Now there was time for the second one. He called for Caspian to enter. Caspian walked inside of the room, already looking guilty, already rehearsing words of apology. He carried something in his hands, cradled almost like a peace offering. Edmund raised a brow, but said nothing, pouring himself a whiskey instead.
I wanted to make amends. I know I've made things hard for you, well, everyone.
Caspian hesitated, then slid the bottle he'd brought across the desk. The liquid within it caught the light.
Homemade whiskey! Just between us, eh? No Gamaya involved. She'd hate it if she knew I gave this to you, so no telling me, okay?
I'll keep that in mind for blackmail.
Caspian groaned, but the faint smile tugging at the corner of his mouth betrayed his relief. They shared a quiet moment, and just like that, a grave mistake was made. You see, that bottle held no ordinary liquid, but moonshine. Caspian just gave an alcoholic moonshine, a substance with a much higher alcohol percentage than just ordinary whiskey. This would come back as a specter.
You should see the glass as half full.
But I probably drink that half.
Ah, come on, I mean it, Edmund. Go with them. Tomorrow morning, horse, carriage, the works, you, Gamaya and Fletch, and then we leave this island together. Calmly, cleanly, one good deed done, for once.
Fine, I'll come along.
The night settled heavy and quiet over the ship, each of them carrying their own thoughts, their own reasons for saying yes. Fletch toyed with the sharp necklace, weighing its possibilities. Edmund placed his whiskey on his liquor shelf, the moonshine resting close at hand. Caspian, for all his faults, had managed to bind them together, if only for a while. Tomorrow, the carriage will be waiting. And with that, I think that's it. Thank you for listening to our episode of Ludenskud, with many more to follow. Next episode, Edmund, Fletch, and Gamaya will go on vacation, with the requirements of being members of the Skillbent Sigil. But for now, we've bothered you enough. Bye-bye!
Laters! Adios!